and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so you don't miss out on what is happening. Right now, we are taking a look at what's going on with Bitcoin, Ethereum, taking a look at what's going on in the news today, so make sure to stay tuned until the very end. Let's start off with today's stream, seeing what's going on with the live chat today. Very active today, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Rob. Thank you very much for tuning in. Monkey Nut says, morning, Jess. Morning, chat. Hit the like button, guys. Please don't forget to hit the like button. It really does help with the stream. Monkey Nut says, waiting in anticipation for the intro music. It's getting better here on the channel. We're adding more music. We're adding more sound effects. We're just making these live streams a little bit more lively. So let me know what you think about that in today's live chat. Let's see what's going on here. We've got some questions already in the chat this morning. Rob said, interested to hear thoughts of when you would think it's late to exchange fiat for crypto in this bull run, or are you like Saylor and stacking satoshis at the top still, as of what banks should have done last 2 years for most meaningful gains? Well, exactly. I mean, we've all been here during the bear market, most of us anyway, that are in the markets at this point in time. There are some new entries into the market right now, but a lot of us have been here since the lows, and we had to take up all that courage to buy Bitcoin at those low levels when everyone was saying it was dead. So I have actually been dollar cost averaging in throughout that period of time, but now coming into the markets at this point in time, it's really difficult to have that kind of confidence in the space. When Bitcoin was down at $16,000, realistically, the percentage of losses that you could make was significantly less than it is now. So there are some kind of fears that come when I'm looking to buy more of Bitcoin, buy more of Ethereum, or look to scale into altcoins. But we have to remember what part of the cycle we are at and look at what has happened in previous cycles. Let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin here. So if we zoom right out onto the weekly chart, you can see that historically a Bitcoin halving has triggered a bull market. Now, if we get the bull market that many people are expecting here for Bitcoin, $50,000 won't seem like a bad buy-in price. We're looking at some extremely high price targets here if everything plays out as it has done historically, and buying in here it may become one of the better options. So I'm looking at the markets right now, and obviously, yes, we've sat through Bitcoin being down at $16,000. That was a brilliant play if you managed to invest in at those points. But what do we do at this point forward if we have some fiat and we don't know what to do? Well, obviously, I can't give any financial advice on this channel, but I can give you some vague kind of explanations of how I'm feeling with my portfolio right now. I do have some fiat waiting to enter the market. I did enter some yesterday on that little dip that we saw to that lower level of support, and I am bearing in mind that when it comes to cryptocurrency and when it comes to altcoins, often in a bull market, the greatest altcoins that see the greatest gains have not yet even been created at this point in time or launched at this point in time. There will be new altcoins launching within the next couple of months that skyrocket into that top 20 ranking for crypto and surprise us all. So keeping some allocation aside for that is something that I'm trying to do in this cycle so that I can fully take advantage of those opportunities. When it comes to Bitcoin, we are now pre-halving. If it plays out as it should, we have about 18 months in us to see some nice gains for Bitcoin. And if we do see that upwards trajectory that we do see in previous cycles, getting in now is better than getting in never. I guess that's the kind of opinion that I have right now. Yes, we are running up to that Bitcoin halving. Yes, it typically does create a little bit of a pullback for us, so we may see some opportunities there. But as always, I am dollar cost averaging in, dollar cost averaging out. In the bigger scheme of things, yes, we may see a little pullback that can offer us a better opportunity. But right now, I mean, when we're looking at a pullback, we're looking at maximum 20 to 30% pullback for Bitcoin in historical bull markets. So if we can start to dollar cost average in any small dips that we get, if we do get that bigger opportunity, brilliant. But if we don't, then we can continue to move to the upside. That's my perspective on things anyway. But obviously everyone has different perspectives. Some people are still shouting for $34,000. I mean, it's still a possibility. Anything is possible in this market. But I think the likelihood of that is decreasing over time. Some people are saying this is the top. I mean, it depends what your views are on the future of Bitcoin at the end of the day. If you believe we are going to see a huge bull market and we are going to see Bitcoin hit those six-figure levels, then $50,000 isn't a price point that we should turn our nose up at. But if you think, look, we're going to reach that all-time high and then we're just going to dwindle off into nothingness, then you need to be looking a little bit closer at what you should do with your position. I clearly am super bullish on Bitcoin. I've been full-time crypto for 3 years now. It'd be pretty silly if I wasn't. So you can kind of understand what my opinion is and what my view is on the markets right now. $51,000, brilliant to have hit these levels since investing down at $16,000. But as the cash flow is coming in, I'm looking to allocate that into the cryptocurrency market still. We are not at a point yet where I'm thinking, look, this is overheated, this is too much, I need to start getting out. We have typically about 12, 18 months at this point, and looking forward, there's brilliant opportunities here in the space if the trend continues like it has done on previous cycles. Now, I'm not saying it definitely will do because I can't do that, but that's how I like to make my predictions in the markets. Thank you very much, Rob, for that donation of £5 into the live chat. Very much appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. Rob says, thanks for answering and your daily work. Thank you very much for tuning in every day. I very much appreciate it. Honestly, these streams are one of my favorite parts of the day. So it's great to see people joining in every day, appreciating them and actually learning from them as well, because that's what we're here for. So thank you very much for that donation there, Rob. Let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum and some altcoins here, because we've not run through the prices yet. Let's see what's going on in the markets right now. So Bitcoin is trading at $51,655. New sound effects today. And we've got Ethereum trading even higher at 2,994, up almost 3% within the last 24 hours. So Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin within the last 24 hours, making a nice move to the upside, really attacking that $3,000 level. And we have once again seen price action above that price point today. So let's take a look at this first of all on the charts. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin on the daily chart did make an attempt to retest that level of support that we've been looking at the $50,500 level, but it was bought back up. There's clearly a lot of buying power in that zone there. If we take a look at the 4-hour chart, again, we've used that level once again and seen a strong bounce from that point. It may be that we're going to retest that, see if it can continue to hold for another attempt. But right now, that level of support is looking strong. We used it as a level of resistance back here, and we are now using it as a level of support. Now, we got this level from what happened in the previous bull market. If we pull this up, you can see that these two yellow lines here represent a zone that was used as a level of support and resistance numerous times in the previous bull market. So we've pulled those lines across and took them to where we are right now. You can see clearly they are being used this time around as well. We have that level of resistance at $53,000, the level of support at $50,500. As it stands, this is a massive zone of resistance that Bitcoin has not yet been able to break through. We have not seen a daily candle close above that level of resistance, so we can't be super bullish at this point in time. Yes, the bottom of that range is starting to act as a level of support. If that continues and we start to see a daily candle close above that level of resistance, then we can start looking at those higher prices. But until then, we are seeing Bitcoin kind of get stumped at this point and not be able to break through this zone. So we really need to sit back and wait to see what level is going to break first, the level of support or resistance. And when we know that, we can start looking at either higher levels of resistance or lower levels of support, depending on which one breaks first. And I think right now it's really crucial to be taking it day by day, getting your levels of support and resistance on the bigger time frames and making your predictions that way, because at this point in the market, Bitcoin has the potential to just moon to the upside, but it also has the potential to see a 20-30% pullback. So we need to kind of be prepared for both scenarios and know when to identify which direction we're really going to go in. Trading on the shorter time frames is a brilliant opportunity to make those short-term trades and to make those benefits from the price action within this price range. But right now, on the bigger time frames, we are waiting for a breakout of one of those two levels before we really see an indication of which move Bitcoin is going to make next. And I'm sure we're on the cusp of a big one here. So fingers crossed it is to the upside there. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat. Jay Mizzle says, hit the like, people. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Very much appreciate it if you do. It helps the channel so much by just hitting that like button and showing other people and showing YouTube that it should push the video to more people. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Jason Smith says, maybe, Jess, you should further fill your XRP bags more. Would hate for you to miss out on the boom again. I am not an XRP holder right now. Now, I was an XRP holder in the previous bull market, and it absolutely destroyed me. I bought a significant amount of XRP, and I held on, and I held on, and I held on, and it was doing nothing. And I hit the point where I was like, these funds are just better allocated. They would be better, and they would perform better if they were allocated somewhere else. Because this token is just not moving the way it could be, and other tokens are making those gains that I'm not seeing with XRP. I'm always looking to increase my Bitcoin value, not my dollar value, and it just was being outperformed over and over again. So it was sat there for about 3 months, did absolutely nothing in the middle of a bull market. So I was like, okay, it's time to take out this XRP and allocate those funds elsewhere. Well, there'll be more reviews and they might grow bigger. I did take them out. Next day, XRP up 3 times. I was absolutely livid, and that made XRP a little bit of a sore point for me. And I have not invested in it since. But I have seen, obviously, what's going on with Ripple and XRP. Hopefully, that lawsuit comes to an end this year, and we do see some positive price action for XRP, because XRP holders really deserve some gains, if I'm perfectly honest. Buying into XRP during the lawsuit felt like an opportunity to invest in Bitcoin during a bear market. It felt like, look, XRP is low. It's at this low. When the lawsuit is over, we'll see that nice bull market. And it felt like a hidden opportunity in the middle of the bull market. But unfortunately, it's not really played out that way, because we haven't seen the price action move as much as we'd want it to. Even after the courts deemed XRP to be a security in 3 out of 4 instances, we didn't see that massive price rally that a lot of people were expecting to see. And I think post-lawsuit, it would be nice to see some big gains. I'm just not sure how confident we can be in that. Now, obviously, I'm not an XRP holder. I don't regularly analyze the price of XRP, but we can take a look here. If we go onto the daily chart, you can see we do have a level of support that's running right across here. So that is being bounced. That is holding pretty strong at these price points right now. If we pull that right across there, that is at around 50 cents there. If we take a look at what's going on here as well, looks like we are creating some sort of triangle here. In fact, we can probably go from there and pull that right down there. So you can see we are in a triangle right now for XRP, or a wedge, we should actually say. So you can see there, I'm looking at a level of support around 50 cents and a level of resistance around 56. So we'll see which one breaks first. And then maybe if it's to the upside, I'll take a look at taking a little bit of a gamble. But let's see what else is going on there in the chat. And Marin says, but we didn't. Love you when you tell the XRP story. Jess says, what other cryptos do you think might feature ETFs? ETFs are a really big opportunity for altcoins. And we should actually discuss this, because altcoins, what's happening in the markets right now, it's really interesting. Because as I always say, what I'm trying to do is increase my Bitcoin holdings by investing into altcoins. That's my one goal at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to the Bitcoin ETF, we are seeing a huge amount of bullishness about Bitcoin. We are seeing a huge amount of bullishness that we're going to see a supply shock. We're going to see a huge amount of Bitcoin taken out of basically circulating supply and have basically no Bitcoin left on exchanges, so the price will dramatically increase. Huge bullishness when it comes to Bitcoin thanks to these ETFs. These ETF issuers are buying up 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that's being mined every day. Huge opportunities when it comes to Bitcoin. And it's interesting to see what will happen if an Ethereum ETF does not go live, because in that scenario, Bitcoin actually might... How much can Bitcoin drag up the rest of the altcoin market when Bitcoin has an ETF and the rest of the markets don't? That's my question, and that's not really something we have an answer for, not something we've seen before to project onto this. So really interesting concept there. Definitely something I'm trying to research right now to try and understand a little bit more about, because if we have this supply shock on Bitcoin, sure, it will help the rest of the cryptocurrency markets move, but I'm always looking at the altcoins versus Bitcoin value. And if Bitcoin has this supply shock, how much money do we need to flow into the rest of the cryptocurrency markets to still have that balance there and still have the altcoins outperforming Bitcoin? How much do we need to see flowing into the cryptocurrency markets to still have make it worthwhile investing into altcoins? Really interesting concept there that I don't think many people have discussed yet on kind of crypto Twitter, crypto YouTube. Obviously super bullish on Bitcoin, bullish on altcoins as well, but you always have to compare the two, compare the risks and see the opportunities there, because at the end of the day, investing in altcoins is more risky than investing into Bitcoin, in my opinion. So when I'm investing into an altcoin, I want greater returns. I want bigger rewards. Now, if we're seeing a supply shock with Bitcoin, can we see the amount of inflows into the cryptocurrency space be substantial enough to increase their values further, higher in terms of percentage? Interesting opportunity, definitely something I'm going to be researching, and definitely something I will be talking about more on these live streams. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single weekday, and I would appreciate it if you tune in every single day as well. So we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news, we take a look at the markets, we take a look at your favorite altcoins, and over on the CSE Plus Discord, we do a lot of research as well. So make sure to check that out if you have not done so already. Let's take a look at what else is going on here right now. On yesterday's stream, we managed to hit 25 likes. Let's try and get to 35 likes by the end of today's stream. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Let's see what's going on here in terms of biggest gainers and losers before we move on to talk about this all in a little bit more detail. So right now, the graph is up 17% within the last 24 hours. Zcash is up over 15%, CVX over 12%, and Casper as well. Now in biggest losers, we've got Stacks, Arweave, Leo, and SEI there, down between 6 and 2%. So slight movements in the charts here, but overall Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and with that we are seeing some nice movements to the upside here. So let's take a look at some of these charts. We've just taken a look at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum here as well. So Ethereum USDT. Let's pull this up. Ethereum on a rally once again. It has broken through that $30,000 level once again this morning. We have seen a small pullback here, but right now, honestly, it's just bursting to the upside. What we're seeing here is the speculation of an Ethereum ETF launching in May, and essentially people want to get into that pre-ETF rally that we saw with Bitcoin, and that's why when the Bitcoin ETFs applications got accepted by the SEC, Ethereum increased massively, and we're seeing that speculation impact the Ethereum price now as well. So if we take a look here, Ethereum seems to be in some sort of channel right now. If we pull this right across, we are looking at a level of support at around 2,925 and a level of resistance at around, let's see if we can see this, at 3,088. I don't think there's going to be a day that I come on this live stream and don't put Ethereum in Bitcoin's price points. I always say $30,000, $3,088. That is the level of resistance there. Obviously, we have a level of resistance from the most recent highs. These two highs both come to the same price point at $3,035. So definitely something to be keeping an eye on there. That's going to act as a little bit of a resistance, but if we can stop bashing through those levels, we can feel super bullish on what's happening there. Ethereum's looking super strong right now, and hopefully that continues. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat here. Rob says, maybe try polls in chat for more engagement during stream. Price predictions with CSE Met giveaways. Still think TMG should do an alert on his YouTube channel or Twitter before you go live. Deserve some views. We do deserve some views, don't we? Byron says, thanks for the daily streams. Good idea. I don't know how to do a poll on a YouTube live chat, but I'll figure that out. I will do that tomorrow. Thank you very much for that suggestion. I have seen that on other YouTube channels, and it's nice. It's a nice way to get people involved in the live chat, I think. The more active the live chat is, the better the stream, and we're getting very active live chats at the moment, so it's going well. And yeah, TMG will be starting to push the channel a little bit more as well, so hopefully that will push some views in the right direction. Let's take a look at what's going on for Ethereum Bitcoin right now. Ethereum BTC. Let's pull this up and see what's going on here. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, has been doing so so far for the day. You can see we've got a super green candle on here showing Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. As I said in yesterday's stream, I finally diversified my portfolio a little bit from being 100% Bitcoin and moved some into Ethereum here. So I want to see this chart start to continue to see that strong bounce there. We are in that run up to the Bitcoin halving. Previously, but prior to that 2020 halving, this is the time period where we started to see Ethereum outperform Bitcoin and started to see those high cap coins doing really well. So this is what I want to see here. We've got the Bitcoin halving in around 61 days. And when that happens, I expect and I hope Ethereum and some high cap coins really start to outperform Bitcoin and we see some nice gains in terms of our Bitcoin value. And that is why I want to be a little bit more diversified. But as I've just said on the stream, I am a little bit cautious of how that plays out because we've got a new layout. Let's get this all stream measured up. There we go. So we've got new questions arising in this bull market. I don't want to say this time is different because every single time we have a bull market and someone says that, it drives me mad. But there are some questions that arise when it comes to these Bitcoin ETFs. As I've just said, typically in a bull market, Bitcoin will perform well, high cap coins will perform well, mid cap coins will perform well, and then low cap coins will perform well. But in this cycle, what we have is the possibility of a supply crush when it comes to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin ETF issuers are buying up 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that is being mined every single day. The amount of Bitcoin mined every day is around 900 Bitcoin right now. In April, that's going to go down to 450. So if this rate the ETF issuers are buying Bitcoin continues, we are going to see them buying 20 times more Bitcoin per day than what's added into circulation. We are also seeing the demand from retail investors increase. So if the amount of Bitcoin available on exchanges decreases at the continued rate that it is now, we are going to see a supply shock and the price will drastically increase. Now, with that in mind, will the high cap coins and will the mid cap coins and will the low cap coins have enough inflows to outperform that supply shock for Bitcoin? Will there be enough money flowing into the cryptocurrency space to outperform the impact the Bitcoin ETFs are having on Bitcoin in the long term? Obviously, there's some outliers there. Some altcoins are just going to make stupid money within the next couple of years. That always happens in a bull market. But in general, in these markets, if Ethereum doesn't get that ETF, how much potential does the cryptocurrency space have to keep up with the Bitcoin movements? That's really a question here. It may not be as significant as we've seen in previous cycles, but hopefully it is enough for us to still make some Bitcoin gains. Now, obviously, that thesis changes if we do see the Ethereum ETF go live. So we're waiting to see if the SEC will accept Ethereum ETFs in May. And if it does, that just opens the floodgates even further. If an Ethereum ETF goes live, we can see all of the Ethereum-based projects perform very, very well. And we could see some other altcoins getting some ETFs launched as well. And with that, we can just experience what we're seeing with Bitcoin and these huge amount of inflows for Bitcoin for the entire cryptocurrency space. It would be absolutely insane what the potential is there if an Ethereum ETF goes live. Now, with this, there is only analysts saying about a 50% chance that these products will launch into the markets in May right now. But fingers crossed it does, because it opens a huge amount of potential for the cryptocurrency space. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat here. Thanks for the daily stream, says Byron. ZZ says, why are ads popping up every 2 minutes on the stream? So annoying. I'll take a look at that. Let me see if I can fix that right now. Let's see if we can fix that. Stream settings. I don't know how to stop this. How do we take the adverts off? I mean, I like the adverts. They make us a little bit of money. But if you don't like the adverts, we'll take that off. I will try and figure out how to take that off at the end of today's stream. I will write that down so I don't forget. YouTube. So, because we've had a couple of complaints that they're going too quick. I don't know why they're going too quick. I'll try and make them a little bit fewer so that it's a more enjoyable viewing experience, because that's what we're here for at the end of the day. Let's see what else is going on on today's stream. We've got 20 likes. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button if you haven't done already. Liking the stream helps so much. Let's take a look at what's going on here in the channel, in the chat. Rob says, just don't forget us when you have 200,000 followers. One day, Rob, it will happen. One day. Rob C says, when Jess is a big YouTuber. Imagine the day. Imagine the day we have one of those big silver YouTube plaques on the wall behind me for hitting 100,000 subscribers. I think we can do it this year. As the cryptocurrency markets increase, the amount of viewers on YouTube increases, and hopefully they flood to this channel. There's a lot of competition out there right now, but fingers crossed we do get some more viewers here on the channel. ZZ says, should arrange a CSE conference, a day of learning and opportunities. Yeah, we're in discussions about that. I mean, we've been discussing it for a very long time as well. So I'm not saying one is coming soon, but it is something that we have mentioned a couple of times in the pipelines there. Just trying to work out when is best to do something like that, and how big it could be, like how many people we would attract, how much of an event it can be. There's so much work that goes into organizing a conference, so we'd want it to be a big success. I mean, where it will be is a big question as well. There's a lot of viewers all around the world there. Matt's just come in. Hello from Australia. I know others in the chat are from Australia as well. We've got some viewers from America. So it's one of the big questions is, where do we hold an event when everyone in the CSE community is all around the world? I think we should do a world tour, a CSE world tour funded by TMG. What do you think? Let's take a look here at what's going on. Rob says, apparently an ETH is a better investment vehicle as an ETF, as it's deflationary and the staking will earn yield. Jay Mizzle said yield will be great on ETH for traditional finance. Brilliant opportunity. ZZ says, just not in Liverpool, please, though. I'm offended. Let's take a look at what's going on here. What was the question that's just been asked about crypto? Back to crypto. Rob says, apparently an ETH is a better investment vehicle for an ETF. Well, there's a huge amount of opportunity there to discuss. Some people invest in traditional stocks to increase their portfolio value. Others make a portfolio based on the revenue that they can generate, basically how much they can earn in dividends per year. So advertising to that kind of market is a real big opportunity. Now, to have ETF issuers staking Ethereum initially does raise some alarm bells, because since Ethereum has moved to proof of stake, there has been some questions around the decentralized nature of Ethereum. Now, decentralization is a subject matter. It's not decentralized or not. There is kind of a spectrum there. And with ETF issuers for Bitcoin accumulating so much Bitcoin, if a huge ETF issuer were to stake all of their Ethereum, they would have pretty big hold on the Ethereum network. I'm going to do some more research on this and come back to that tomorrow, because that's something that I've mentioned a couple of times, and I want to discuss that in more detail on tomorrow's stream and go into I'm writing that down so I don't forget. There are some concerns around that when it comes to staking ETH, but the Ethereum ETF issuers have actually adapted their applications to the SEC to include staking. I think it would be a really interesting opportunity. Aside from that, for traditional investors, would definitely attract some users into the space, into cryptocurrency. Could be a massive opportunity there. So it's not something that I'm definitely saying, no, I don't like this idea. I just have some questions about it that need answering before we feel super bullish on the staking opportunity for an Ethereum ETF. Also, who are the rewards getting allocated between the holders of the ETF, or are they just going into BlackRock's pocket, essentially? Well, I'll do some research on that, and we will come back with that on tomorrow's stream, so you'll have to tune in again tomorrow. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We've got somebody from Australia in the chat, USA in the chat, New York City in the chat. I want to come to New York City again. I went a couple of years ago and it was so much fun, and I want to go again one day. Maybe if there's a crypto conference there in anytime soon, I'll head over. Let's see what's going on Back with crypto there. We keep going off topic today. Lots to discuss. I think this is going to be a long live stream, so make sure you've got your cup of tea via. Let's see what's going on here. We've got 22 likes in today's stream. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. It really helps us grow the channel, so I'd very much appreciate it if you can do that. Support the channel, and hopefully we will reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's see what's going on in the cryptocurrency news here. Let's see, where are we? Can you see the screen? Let's go back to presenting. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So we are 61 days away from the Bitcoin halving, and we have some questions around Bitcoin's potential in this market. So I've pulled up this thread here, which is a very, very interesting one, and it highlights everything I've been discussing when it comes to these Bitcoin ETFs. So let's unravel that. Essentially, before these Bitcoin ETFs went live, a lot of people were saying, look, there's huge potential here because look what happened with gold. And I kept saying, this is different. This isn't the gold ETF version 2. This is Bitcoin. This is different. So let's take a look at 3 reasons why Bitcoin will not repeat what gold did in 2010. First of all was the reason has to do with time and technology. Think back to 2004 when the gold ETF was launched and ask yourself, what network effects did gold have? None. There was no interest in investing in sound money during that era, as property and stocks were the hot investments. Gold is simply not an emergent technology that's being adopted by people all around the world. Bitcoin is currently being adopted faster than the internet was being adopted in the 1990s. That statement is a bold statement that we need to keep in mind here. When we're feeling a little bit bearish from time to time, remember that fact. The internet was mass adopted in under 30 years. Will Bitcoin do the same? The second reason Bitcoin could do something bigger than gold has to do with the verifiable supply. As we said in yesterday's stream, Bitcoin will only ever have 21 million Bitcoins. That is hard-coded. That cannot be changed. For gold, we don't know. You could go and find another gold mine somewhere that you didn't expect. We could find loads more gold somewhere that would increase the supply and therefore affect the price of the gold. The available Bitcoin on exchanges continues to disappear, currently at its lowest levels since 2016. This is coiling the spring of the Bitcoin multiplier effect. Currently, it's at an all-time high of 4.75 times, which is going to add fuel to the fire for what's happening in 70 days when that Bitcoin halving event occurs. The third, but not final reason this time is different, is the fact we've never lived through a monetary transition event. In 70 days, Bitcoin is going to become the most scarce asset on the planet after its halving. Bitcoin will have a stock-to-flow ratio of 114 to 1. Gold currently has a stock-to-flow ratio of 60 and Bitcoin currently has one of 58. In under 70 days, Bitcoin is going to become rarer than the best form of money for the past 5,000 years. Nobody is prepared for what effect this is going to have on Bitcoin's 2025 cycle. I mean, if that thread doesn't make you bullish, I don't know what will. That thread is by Luke Mikic21. Brilliant thread that just explains it and puts all the information there quickly and easily. Definitely worth doing some more research and some of the figures here and looking at how Bitcoin is being adopted and the rate that it's being adopted and the potential. By looking at all these figures, you can just give yourself that pat on the back that you're in this space this early. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat. I'm still laughing at you saying not Liverpool, please. Let's see what's going on here. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's see what's going on here. Great stream today, Jess. Thank you very much, Jay Mizzle. Smash the like, guys, says Cryptic Sniper. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button. Johnny Rotten says, is orange a good buy here? I mean, I can't give financial advice. I do actually hold some orange. Interested to see how that will perform within the next couple of months. There's a lot of hype in the sector for sure. So we'll see how that goes. Into the Cosmos, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. ZC says, these streams don't show up in the videos tab on your page. You have to click on live to find them. On the main videos page, it says the last video was posted 7 months ago. So it looks like on the videos tab that the channel isn't updated often, if that makes sense. I know what you mean there. I know what you mean there. And that's definitely actually something that we need to consider and potentially change. I'll see what we can do there. I don't know if there's much we can do because we don't upload edited videos, but maybe we should start to. Would you like to see pre-edited videos? Let me know in the live chat. That is something we've been discussing within the last couple of weeks at Crypto Saving Expert within the team. Whether you want to see edited videos, let us know. Put a thumbs up in the chat for yes, thumbs down in the chat for no. If these live streams are enough content for you guys, perfect. But if you want more, let us know and we will create more. Let's see what else is going on though. Let's move on from that and see what's happening here. One bearish signal to make you feel a little bit more kind of aware that it's not just up only when it comes to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, is the fact that the fear and greed is up at 74%. 74, sorry. If we take a look at what's happening here, the fear and greed is as high as it was at the previous cycle top. So that putting that into perspective makes you realize that we need to be a little bit cautious here potentially. Rob says, can you reload the video live as a video? It stays up as a video already. Into the Cosmos, you might as well milk the hype starting. Rob C says, what about do a podcast? That'd be good. The live stream is... I can't see what the last word is there because there's a heart emoji. Oh, lit. Thank you very much, Stream Tanks. Rob says, what about a podcast? Would you guys like a podcast? I mean, I didn't really think I had the voice for podcasting. Not many people like my accent. A lot of people say I speak too fast. I don't think I've had too many voice compliments to say that it's time to be a podcaster, but if you want a podcast, we can definitely discuss that. Maybe that's where we can discuss bringing on guests and having conversations that way. Definitely, we want to be bringing out more content at Crypto Saving Expert to help educate people, keep people in the loop when it comes to cryptocurrency. So any suggestions you have, let us know in the live chat there. Let's take a look at what's going on otherwise from the fear and greed index. Bit of a bearish indicator there, bit of a dampener on today's stream, so let's move on there. What we've got here is the liquidation heat map. Nothing too much within the kind of closer levels right now. On the weekly chart, you can see we did hit both of those magnets that we were discussing a couple of days ago and liquidate those traders there, so nothing too much to keep an eye on here, but we will stay tuned on that within the next couple of days. So please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Jason Smith says, the big question is, will the CSE channel hit 4,000 subs by the end of the month? Well, that is the big question on everybody's lips. That's what everybody is wondering. Right now, we have 3,952 subscribers. Let's try and get to 4,000 by March. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. I can't ask you enough. It really, really does help the channel and help us grow. And the bigger we grow, the bigger we get, the bigger we can push this to new audiences and help educate people about the cryptocurrency space, bring people into the cryptocurrency space and help educate people. I mean, that's all we want to see. All we want to see is adoption at the end of the day. And we are really out there doing that fight for the crypto space. So please make sure to support the channel, support the website, go over to Crypto Saving Expert, check it all out, join the CSE Plus Discord, learn about what's going on in the markets that way as well. Educate yourself. Take time educating yourself and you will thank yourself for that. Let's take a look at what's going on in the news though, because we haven't even gone to the cryptocurrency news yet in today's stream and we've been live for 35 minutes. And let's take a look at what's going on here. First of all, Tom Lee calls Bitcoin sound money and gives $150,000 price prediction. So the analyst believes that Bitcoin has much more room to accelerate this year. So he's a managing partner and the head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors. He previously worked at JP Morgan for 15 years and now appears regularly on CNBC. So that's a little bit of his credentials here. And he's given Bitcoin a $150,000 price tag. So we can see here, Lee appeared on a CNBC on Wednesday with Michael Saylor, posting a clip of Lee's comments on Bitcoin when asked by the presenters. Let's see if this is a video clip, because then we can take a look at it. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Let me pull this up, and then we can take a look at what's going on here. Here we go. Ready for today's stream. Let's make sure that you will all be able to hear it properly. Perfect, I think. Let me know if you can hear this all correctly. And then we will press go. Fingers crossed you can all hear this. You can't hear. I can hear it in my headphones. I don't know why you can't hear it there. Okay. We'll have to play it like we normally do, straight through the microphones and see. In fact, we'll just skip listening. I'll give you the conclusion of what's happening here because we're not having any luck with that. I don't know why that's not working, but the sound effects and all the introduction music is. I don't know why we're having that experience, but I'll try and fix that again. Sorry for that problem once again. Let's see what's going on in this article. Essentially, this guy has said $150,000 this year is a possibility. The other presenter replied saying, so we're tripling at this point. And he said, yes, because you've got demand improving with the ETF and you have the supply shrinking with the halving. And if monetary policy eases, which we expect, that is supportive of risk assets. The analyst also noted that he does not expect a drawdown on Bitcoin to arise soon. So super bullish there, saying, look, $150,000 this year. And this is the best price we're going to get. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Bitcoin is better security than banks. Lee was asked, are you in the camp that is $500,000 asset? He replied, yes, it is sound money. So Lee was then asked how he thought Bitcoin was proving to be useful. He replied by saying it has been a great store of value, but also incredibly secure. He said, there hasn't been a single fraudulent entry on the blockchain since inception. I don't think any bank can say that's true of their P&L and accounting. 6% of banking transactions are suspicious, 0% on the Bitcoin blockchain. So he's feeling super bullish about this. If you're going off this analyst predictions, you're looking at a 3x from here with no signs of a pullback to come. So super bullish there. Let's continue on with the CNBC discussions and talk about what Michael Saylor's been saying. So Michael Saylor is saying to buy Bitcoin forever. The Bitcoin bull is remaining firm on his strategy. He's repeated once again that he's going to be buying the top forever, and Bitcoin is the exit strategy. He's taking a look at what's going on with the markets right now and saying, look, what are you going to do with your Bitcoin? If you sell Bitcoin, what are you going to do? Are you going to invest in the S&P 500? Are you going to invest in gold? Are you going to invest in real estate? Well, if you do that, why are you doing that when Bitcoin is a greater asset than all of those things? So he said Bitcoin is technically superior to those asset classes, and that being the case, there's just no reason to sell the winner to buy the losers. As simple as that. He's very simple and direct when it comes to his statements, but they're strong and they hit the point. Let's see what's going on here. He has spoke about ETFs as well. So they're facilitating the digital transformation of capital, and every day, hundreds of millions of dollars of capital is flowing from the traditional analog ecosystem into the digital economy. So as time is going on, spot ETFs are accumulating 10 times as much Bitcoin as miners can produce some days. The success of the ETFs has led to US banks wanting in on the action. Last week, several banking groups filed with the SEC asking the regulator to allow banks to custody Bitcoin. Essentially, the banks are looking at these ETFs and going, why is Coinbase allowed to custody this Bitcoin when we want to custody the Bitcoin as a bank? So that's what's been happening within the last couple of weeks, and we're seeing the demand for Bitcoin on Wall Street is growing while accumulation addresses scoop up Bitcoin at a record rate. So all things are aligning for this supply shock that could be coming within the year. So very interesting opportunity. Michael Saylor saying, look, we're going to buy, and we're going to continue to buy, and we're going to continue to buy. We're going to dollar cost average in no matter what, and I will continue to buy the top. That's what he's been saying there. Not waiting for any dips, not waiting for $35,000, just buying in, buying in, buying in, saying, look, this is the exit strategy. Their bags are up like 70%. And the CNBC host was saying, look, the Bloomberg host was saying, look, are you going to take some profits now? And he was saying, why would I take profits from Bitcoin? What am I moving it into? All of those assets that Bitcoin is superior to? It doesn't make sense. He's not looking at this as a percentage gain from his US dollar value. He's looking at it as a store of value, the new asset to hold. So a big difference there. Jay Mizzle says, be a whole coiner any way possible, guys. Use ETFs if you need to. There's a lot of expectations for a nice price predictions when it comes to cryptocurrency. cryptocurrency. We do have the video here, but obviously we're not having any luck with those today. So I'll drop the link for that in the chat if you want to see what Michael Saylor has been saying after today's stream. Do not click off today's stream to watch that link. Let's take a look at what else is going on here in the cryptocurrency news. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss what's going on in cryptocurrency. We've got a lot to discuss today. So first of all, we have VanEck's HODL trading volume surges 2,200% amid retail inflow. VanEck's spot Bitcoin ETF HODL has seen its trading volume surge $2,200 to $400 million. Let's take a look at what is going on here. So the trading volume in VanEck's spot Bitcoin ETF HODL surged over 2,200% on Tuesday, and we did actually see this wasn't just from one person making transactions. This was multiple transactions. It wasn't just one big transaction, and that's really important. So despite the high volume, the inflow did not match, with the ETF only witnessing an inflow of $5.9 million only. But still, huge movements here. Seeing the volumes high is really, really important. What we didn't want to see is ETFs launch, huge amount of excitement, and then it just falls off a cliff. What we've seen is new highs being created in terms of volume, in terms of inflows, and that's really positive for the Bitcoin price and shows that we can use the current data to predict what could be happening in 3 months, 6 months time. And we don't want to just go, look, ETFs launch, huge amount of excitement, yet this is going to continue. We need to see sustained growth in those ETFs to be able to put these figures to use, to be able to use them to analyze what could be happening in a couple of months' time. Let's continue on with today's stream and see what else is going on here. So Bitcoin inflows into accumulation addresses reaches all-time high. So Bitcoin continues to be scooped up from the circulating supply. Accumulated in one day, we saw 25.3 thousand Bitcoin there. As seen in the image provided by Jew, inflows into accumulation addresses are spiking as Bitcoin hovers above $50,000. The specifics of an accumulation address are transactions that are wallets that don't have transactions going out. They have a balance exceeding 10 Bitcoin and a couple of other kind of definitions there. Just clear to see, people are buying Bitcoin, holding Bitcoin, and the amount of accumulation that's going on is increasing massively. Let's take a look at what's going on right now in the chat. Rob says 31 in chat and 31 likes. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We are on 30 likes for today's stream. Let's try and get 50. I would very much appreciate it if we can get 50, just as Ethereum has hit $3,000 again. Let's take a look at what's going on there quickly. So Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin so far today, but we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. Bitcoin must be pumping faster. Let's take a look at this. Bitcoin right now, not pumping faster. That's not what we expected. Bitcoin's dumping at a slower rate. Let's take a look here. So Bitcoin is still within that price range. Let's take a look at Ethereum right now. Ethereum's having a slight pullback here. It did retest that level of resistance that we have at $3,035. As we said, we have a level of support at $2,930. I would also say that we have a level of support at this point here. You can see this was used as a level of resistance twice and as a level of support here. So potentially we could see some sort of bounce from this point. We have already seen a wick retest this level earlier today at that $2,070 level. Fingers crossed we see some nice movements from here. Otherwise, we are looking down at that lower level there. And if we break that, we're looking at around this point here, 2,893. But I'm feeling bullish today. Hopefully this is just a wick. Well, stay tuned on that because we've got loads more cryptocurrency news to discuss today. So expect to be sat here for a while. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. Let's see what's going on here. So Michael Saylor's buying the top forever. VanEck's seeing increased volumes in its ETF. We're seeing the amount of accumulation address, Bitcoin flowing into accumulation addresses increasing. All of these things are just pointing to a bullish scenario here right now. Interesting, this story, actually. We have a really interesting story coming here today. Let's see what's going on here. So Arthur Hayes and Charles Hoskinson have had a public dispute on X. So Arthur Hayes is the CEO or former CEO of BitMEX, and Charles Hoskinson is the founder of Cardano. So why are they having a dispute on Twitter? Well, apparently Arthur Hayes has been coming for Cardano recently, and Charles Hoskinson took to Twitter to ask why. He said, Arthur, why are you throwing shade at Cardano? I like you, man. And Arthur Hayes says, because your coin is a piece of shit, man. I like you too many regardless of the price of ADA. Just buy some ETH and chill. With lots of kissing emojis. Definitely a way to rile somebody up, I would say. Charles Hoskins says, so what don't you like about it? And Arthur Hayes did not reply in this thread. However, he made a new tweet, a fresh tweet with this. He said, for all you ADA believers, what dApp on this list originally launched on Cardano or has a Cardano offering this is heavily used? From my very limited knowledge, looks like none of them do. That's why ADA is dog shit. Charles Hoskinson, please educate me. If we take a look here, we can see some different decentralized applications on many of the different platforms. The leading decentralized applications here, you can see that a lot of these launched on Ethereum and some of Ethereum's competitors. None of them, I believe, did actually launch on Cardano to start. We may see some moving on to the Cardano blockchain, but majority of them are seeing volumes through other platforms there. Now, somebody has said, I don't think he will answer you when you lose £2 million trading looks. And Arthur Hayes says, at least I can. What about you? So Arthur Hayes is ready for a fight on Twitter within the last 24 days, and I'm here for it. I love the entertainment. Right now, they are having that dispute there. Let me know in the chat what you think about Cardano. I'll tell my little story with Cardano. Cardano was the first cryptocurrency that I ever purchased when it was down at like 3 or 4 cents per coin. And then I sold it for a loss. And then, well, you know what happened with Cardano. If we could take a look at that. In fact, let's save that Ethereum chart so we can come back to it. ADA USDT. ADA USDT. You can see what happened after I sold down at 3 or 4 cents. It went extremely, extremely high in the bull market. This was pre-bull market. This was back down at these levels, obviously. It went up to $3 per cent. So that could have been my first 100x token. Yeah, I chose to sell. I chose to sell for a loss. So Cardano, yeah, it's one of them. I struggle to buy at these levels, but you have to accept that you're not always going to get the first price that you see for these kinds of things. You can't go all in and know everything about the markets on your first attempt. So we win some, we lose some, and on that one I lost a lot. Let's take a look at what's going on for Ethereum right now, because it did look like we were actually seeing a bounce from that level of support that we've just drawn on. If we go to the 1 hour chart right now, it looks like we could be seeing some buying pressure at this point. Hopefully it's strong enough to see that move there. Let's see what's going on in the chat. ZZ says, can you share some TA, share losing the plot for some alts, please? Solana.ltc link. Yes, of course. We will go through some altcoins at the end of today's stream. We are, first of all, going to go through today's cryptocurrency news, because we've been on this stream for how long now today? How long has this stream been? 50 minutes, and we've not yet been through the latest cryptocurrency news, and that's what people are here for. So we need to go through that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Ethereum is currently bouncing. Hopefully it continues to do so. Marion says Cardano was my best performer in last bull market, entering at 3 cents, but I think it will be the biggest disappointment this one. Do you know what, Marion? I somewhat agree with this. That we have to remember that altcoins, an altcoin's utility doesn't always marry up with the value of the token. In a bull market, hype is, I would actually say, on par in terms of the requirement for success as with utility. Just because a token has brilliant utility doesn't mean the price is going to increase. We all know in cryptocurrency, if you have a strong community, if you have hype, you will perform well. And that is just it at the end of the day. Cardano, yes, a lot of work has gone into the fundamentals. Utility can be seen as brilliant, but they are incredibly slow with things sometimes, and projects are just not building on in the Cardano ecosystem like they perhaps want them to. So with that, we may not see it be one of the best performers in the market. That's not me saying it won't go up, though. I think with the top 10 cryptocurrencies, if Bitcoin continues on this trajectory, if we see a bull market like we have done in previous cycles, it's kind of harder for them not to go up at times. In cryptocurrency, it's quite easy to make money in a bull market. It's hard to keep it. What's going on here is Cardano was my best performer in the last bull market. I wish I'd have entered at 3 cents and held it. It would have been 9 too. But I did not do that. Will it be a biggest disappointment, this one? Honestly, it depends. It depends on what the team can do to build the community and to build the ecosystem. We're seeing a lot of projects now put a lot of work into building the ecosystem. Ethereum Foundation, Ripple have made a $1 billion allocation to supporting developers to build in the ecosystem. And this is what we need to see from all of the layer ones. They need to be putting funds towards developers building in the ecosystem. The more projects and decentralized applications in the ecosystem, the better the projects will perform. So they need to really be putting in work for those decentralized applications to be developed. And maybe we will start to see the Cardano ecosystem picking up like we have seen in Solana in the last couple of months. It's just not as high in my expectations. I am cautious. I think Cardano is a brilliant project, but just looking purely at the dollar potential, there are some other projects there that have stronger communities and stronger ecosystems, more projects being developed on them. So we can always look at the competitors at the end of the day as well. Cardano's been in the top 10 for a very long time now. I think when it comes to bull markets and it comes to the top 10, we will see a shift. We will see projects that haven't even launched yet enter that top 10 category. And for that, some need to move that down into the top 20 scenario. So it'll be interesting to see what altcoins can hold those top 10 positions here. If we run to the Crypto Saving Expert, Crypto Saving Expert website, which you should be using to check out your favorite altcoins and to keep track of your portfolio, we can see top 10 cryptocurrencies. I mean, Tether, don't imagine that's going anywhere. Obviously, nothing is financial advice. All of these could just completely wipe off the face of the earth. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. They could go down dramatically. Cardano, USDT, biggest stablecoin issuer in the world. Expected to continue to hold that stance, essentially. Let's see if we can get some music going back in the background. Have we got action here? We've got no action. Let's see if we can get something going on here. Has the stream gone quiet? What's going on with today's stream? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We're back. Let's see what's going on here. In terms of the biggest 10, let me know what tokens in the top 10 you think will not be in the top 10 in a year's time. Because I can't sit here and say, look, the top 10 is going to be the exact same in 1 year. There is going to be some changes here. We don't know what, we don't know who's going to replace them, but there will be some changes here. So let me know in the chat what you think, what tokens do you think will disappear from the top 10 within the next year? That's a really interesting question, that one. Let me know what you think. Let's see what's going on though in the cryptocurrency news. Let's move on from this one. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. We are currently on 35 likes for today's stream with 37 viewers. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. We are also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of February. We've got 3,954, so I'd appreciate it if you could help us reach that goal. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's take a look at what's going on in the cryptocurrency news. Cryptic Sniper says still here, lol. We're gonna be on this stream for a while. We've got some news to discuss. Let's speed it up a little bit because I know you all have things to do and you all want to know what's going on here. So we've been through these articles. We've seen the arguments between Charles Hoskinson and Arthur Hayes there. Let's take a look at what's going on in terms of NFTs here. And let me know in the chat. Are you an NFT fan? I think I've shared my perspective on this a few times here on the channel. NFTs that have no utility, have no interest, create no interest for me. If they have utility, then I'm more interested to hear about these things. Let's take a look at this. But at the end of the day, NFTs show that a community is all that's necessary in the cryptocurrency space to see price increases. What we've got here is Yuga Labs founder steps back in as CEO with a revitalized plan of actions. The Bored Ape Yacht Club creator has undergone a reshuffle, stepping back in as CEO. Perfect timing, I think. Even though I'm not a huge fan of NFTs, I'm sure they will have their time to shine again at some point. Just 6 months ago, we saw meme coins have their time to shine, and they have no utility. So why would some NFTs that have maybe slightly more utility? I think there is some potential here to see NFTs start to performing really well, and maybe see some really stupid prices when it comes to these digital pictures. So I'm definitely interested to see how that performs. As I was just saying, with the altcoin market, typically we keep the same top 10 cryptocurrencies every cycle, but we do so a little bit of a reshuffle, and we see some new projects entering that space. So I wonder if that's the same trend that will happen in NFTs. Will the same NFT projects that performed really well last time perform really well this time, or will it be completely new collections, or will it be a bit of both? I'm expecting a bit of both, but let me know what you think in the chat. Let's see what else is going on here in the cryptocurrency news. First of all, let's pull this up. So let's see what's going on here. What we've got is Montenegrin High Court approves Do Kwon's extradition to the US. So after going back and forth on the deliberation of the matter for some months, they've decided he's going back to the US to face charges there now. If you are interested in this, I will drop the link to this in today's live chat. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. What else have we got here? Japan's FCA clarifies stance on peer-to-peer transactions. Last week, Japan's Financial Services Agency released guidance that muddied the waters regarding peer-to-peer transactions, and they have now clarified their stance. So what's going on here? Cointelegraph investigates what's been happening. The FCA have stated that our request aims to prompt banks and financial institutions to bolster measures against illicit fund transfers, particularly when an individual deposits funds from their bank account into an account with a cryptocurrency exchange service provider. To illustrate their point, where a fraudster wishes to take funds from their victim into their newly established account. If the crypto platform refuses to accept a deposit from another individual, the fraudster may persuade their victim to change their name to a fraudster's name to facilitate the transaction. However, the new guidelines mean that banks would block such suspicious transactions where the sender attempts to alter their name from one to another for depositing funds into the crypto platform. So trying to create some protection there for fraud, essentially. We all want to see that put in place. No one wants to see people losing money trying to invest in cryptocurrency. A lot of the time people are getting calls saying, look, you can invest in crypto, it's going to do really, really well. Just send your money to this wallet address, and then they're sending their money onto someone else. We don't want people to get burnt with crypto. We don't want people to go, oh yeah, I invested in crypto once, turned out to be a scam, I'm not interested in it anymore, just because somebody's trying to rip everyone off. We want to see protections be put in place here. This is what the regulators are for. Put protections in place so that people don't fall victim to these kinds of things, and then they won't have such a negative attitude when it comes to cryptocurrency. Let's see what else is going on here in the news. So we've got Coinbase International Perpetual Futures volume surpasses $1 billion for the first time. The figure suggests that Coinbase's international status is growing. I mean, we're seeing that here. We are seeing, obviously, Coinbase has been named as the custodian for many of the different Bitcoin ETFs as well. So it's gaining a huge amount of traction and a huge kind of level of legitimacy as well. So really nice to see that. What else have we got here? Bitcoin back over $51,000. Crypto market recovers as Nvidia earnings rejuvenates AI tokens. Nvidia earnings surpassed expectations there. Stock price has increased within the last 24 hours, and we are seeing AI tokens pump off the back of this. So what's happened here is essentially Bitcoin fell to as low as $50,700 last Wednesday, while Ether dropped just under $2,890 before reversing losses early Thursday. Some traders said the sell-off were expected and not indicative of a broader market trend, citing price action analysis. But Nvidia is performing really well after presenting their fourth quarter earnings report. It beat expectations and spurred a rally in AI tokens. AI tokens saw a surge in activity last week on the back of OpenAI introducing its Sora product, and now they are surging even further as well. So really nice to see. For those that have been in on the AI hype and invested in some AI tokens, I'm sure it's been a nice ride this week. We're also seeing Vitalik Buterin float the idea of AI-based code audits. I think this is something that we really need to be focusing on in the cryptocurrency space. We do not want to see hacks. We are essentially coming to cryptocurrency to store our money in code, in smart contracts, and those smart contracts need to be secure. We need to make a bigger focus on that, and Ethereum's founder, Vitalik Buterin, is saying, look, AI can really help us do that. And that is really true. Generative AI can really help to look at things at a different angle, really speed up that process, and reduce the risk when it comes to smart contracts. We can never say, look, this smart contract is 100% safe. Nobody will ever be able to find a vulnerability in it, but we can continue to reduce the risk, and reducing the risk as much as possible is the best thing we can do right now. So AI could really help us further along in that process. Let's take a look at what else is going on here. So Coinbase backs Grayscale's Ethereum ETF bid, spotlighting Ethereum as a commodity. I mean, fingers crossed things go ahead with this Ethereum ETF, because it could be huge, not just for Ethereum, but for the potential of some altcoin ETFs as well, and just seeing the space grow massively in 2024. Definitely what we've been waiting for here, and it makes all of the pain at $16,000 feel worth it. Right now, on the 1 hour chart, we are seeing a bounce at that level that we were just discussing a couple of minutes ago. Right now, we are seeing Ethereum move higher up to that price point. We saw the buying liquidity that is here. Hopefully, the support continues to hold at $2,970. We have a level of resistance at $3,035 that we hopefully will retest within the next couple of hours. If not, we could be looking at that level of support. If it breaks, we're looking at 2,925. And if that breaks, we're looking at 2,890. These levels are particularly low at this point. I would only expect us to hit those lows if Bitcoin were to create some sort of dump back down to these lows down here at 5,630. So definitely worth just keeping an eye on how Bitcoin's performing to help us predict how Ethereum's performing. Now let's take a look at what's going on in the chat. So please don't forget, first of all, you know what I'm going to say, to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We have 39 likes on today's stream. We've been on stream for 1 hour and 5 minutes. We've got 22 people watching on YouTube right now. If you like today's stream, subscribe and hit the bell notification button. It helps us massively. We are on our way to 4,000 subscribers here on the channel, and we want to get that to 10,000 subscribers by the end of by the end of Q1. I think by the end of H1, first half of the year, by the end of June. Let's try and get that by the end of June. Let's see what's going on, though, in the cryptocurrency news. Let's finish off this stream. Let's take a look at some altcoins here quickly. So we did have some suggestions for altcoins in the chat earlier today. We've got Polkadot there. Let's take a look at that. Right now, Polkadot is seeing some sort of bounce potentially on the hourly chart. If we go to the daily chart and we delete all of these old lines from back in 2022, you can see that we are on the daily chart creating somewhat, if we take, I didn't mean to press there. If we draw across here, you can see that we are close to a level of support right now in terms of levels of resistance. This isn't one that I really like to draw on that much. Right now, I'm closely looking at the level of support before anything. In fact, if we pull this back, this actually looks like a massive head and shoulders pattern. I don't think that will play out. I think that is super bearish. That is very unlikely. I think we have a level of support here at $7.15. So we'll see how that plays out. Litecoin, let's take a look at this. Somebody did mention this earlier in today's stream, not performing well at all. If we take a look at LTC BTC, you can see, look, it's just been outperformed by Bitcoin continuously. As I always say, I'm trying to increase my Bitcoin bags. Litecoin hasn't been increasing people's Bitcoin bags, so it's hard to find interest in this. Could we see a reversal on this chart? Potentially, but is it? Can it right now with what's going on with the Bitcoin ETFs? I think we'd need to see a huge amount of inflows into Litecoin. Let's see what's going on here. Litecoin USDT staying stagnant at these levels. It's been at the same price point since back in May 22. Essentially, we've seen price ranges from $40 to $115, but within this time frame, we've seen a huge amount more movements on other tokens. So pretty disappointing how that's playing out there right now. What other tokens did you ask for? Solana. Let's take a look at this. Sol USDT. If we take a look here, been performing very well. We all know that. The ecosystem has been growing massively. They have a huge community, super strong community. If we take a look on the 4-hour chart, we do have somewhat of a... I think the daily chart was actually clearer here. You can see that we definitely have two highs right across there right now. And we do have some sort of Do you know how I want to draw this on? I don't want to draw it like this. I think looking at it from this perspective is better, and looking at that level there that's been used as a level of resistance previously there as well. So we're looking at that there, and we're looking at a level of resistance at $117 and a level of support at $89. Again, massively is impacted by the price of Ethereum, which has impacted the price of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's taking a deep dive to the downside, Ethereum probably will too, and the altcoins probably will too. But if they can hold their levels and see some sideways action, that's when we could see some nice things warming up in the high cap coins. Finally, let's take a look at Chainlink before we close off today's stream. I need to go and get myself another coffee. I've used all of my energy in today's stream. Right now, if we draw a line across here, you can see we are actually at a significant level. This has been used as a level of resistance and support. That is at the $18.50 level. Hopefully we see a nice bounce here, but who knows what's in store for Chainlink. It's performed incredibly well since it had that breakout from that major level of resistance, up 126%. I am super bullish on Chainlink. I love Oracle networks, but bringing data on chain is super important for the utility of blockchain. So hopefully we see some new Oracle networks being announced within the next couple of months as well, and they could be the big tokens that help us make it in this bull market. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Jay Mizzle says, very interactive today. Good job, Jess. Thank you very much. Rob C says, was a great stream, Jess. As always, my afternoon crypto news fix. Thank you very much for all of the support in the live chat. I very much appreciate it, and it really helps with the channel. But that is all we have for today's stream. So thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I hope you have enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button. But that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.